So, you want me to finance this recovery of yours, eh, Chris?
That's discovery.
Whatever. Here, take these. And buy what you need to finance your exhibition.
That's expedition.
Go discover new worlds for me, Chris.
To their ship for a peaceful journey home.
What'd you get?
Your Majesty, I bring you the world.
Now that's what I call an exhibition.
We're bringing the world home to you at Mill Creek.
Taking up 2.2 million square feet, the Mill Creek Mall complex sees 12.25 million visitors per year. The third largest mall in Pennsylvania and the 15th largest in America, this retail giant has managed to thrive in a world where malls are dying. Join us on a tour and history of Erie County's only enclosed shopping mall.
There's a springtime place to shop, Mill Creek Mall for me. A very special place to shop, and set my spirit free. Mill Creek Mall's the place, feel like you to feel like me. Mill Creek Mall's the place, Mill Creek Mall's the place, the only place for me.
If you know Ruin Road, you know we value our privacy. But in our personal life, it's not always easy to maintain. Whether we know it or not, sites will mine our data like full name, email, health records, and more, which they will sell to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who wants to snoop. That's why we started using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows us which data brokers are selling our personal information and automatically submits opt-out requests on our behalf. This not only reduces the amount of spam you'll get, but protects against hackers who can use this information to gain access to our social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. Aura also provides a ton of other features bundled into one easy-to-use app at an affordable price. You get antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without needing to bother with different apps. We all have one or more of these tools already, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door wide open. And if you're a regular viewer, you'll know how often that happens. Like 24-hour security, motion sensors, and guard dogs, Aura is always on, doing the hard work of keeping my info safe so I can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. Relaxing. Ruin Road values our privacy, and we also value yours. Go to aura.com/ruinroad to start a free 2-week trial, also linked below in the description. Plans for the new $65 million mall in Erie began in 1973 on the land of a former airport. Legend surrounds the development of the mall, saying the mob had a hand in it and designed it in the shape of a gun which is pointed toward Erie City Hall after they were denied permits to build within the city limits. Sears would be the first store to open in 1974, and most of the 150 shops would be open by September the following year, but grand opening celebrations would be scheduled for November 9th. A week's worth of events were planned, featuring appearances by Kokomo Jr., the Conti Family Band, sports personalities, a drawing for a new Chevrolet, and finishing with a fireworks display on Saturday the 15th. Ciro's Club would bring in actress Anna Maria Alberghetti, Miss America, and comedian Pat Cooper to perform on opening night. In 1977, as part of a radio station contest, 25 contestants competed to see who could leave their hand on a new Buick the longest. 19-year-old Elizabeth Pastore won after 228 hours and entered the Guinness Book of World Records, also receiving a trip to Florida and a porterhouse steak for each holiday that year. The first death to occur at the mall took place during construction when a worker fell off a ladder. In 1979, however, a man would fatally shoot his ex-wife in the parking lot after she clocked out from her job in the Kaufmann's. He would then turn the weapon on himself, but would survive and was sentenced to 8 to 10 years. That holiday season, a 350-foot-long Christmas card was set up on a table where shoppers could sign it for the 53 Americans taken hostage the previous month in the U.S. Embassy in Iran. One less festive couple would steal $20,000 worth of jewelry from Kaufmann's that same time. In 1983, a man would enter the attached National Bank of Pennsylvania and told them he had dynamite strapped to his waist, getting away with an unknown amount of money. That same year, the first outparcel building would open, followed by a string of others which would eventually make up the Mill Creek complex. The first annual Spring Shenanigans show began in 1985, showcasing local artists and a benefit fundraiser for a local academy. In 1987, a man stole an empty Greyhound bus from the terminal beside the mall with plans to drive it to California. He only made it about a half a mile before he was arrested. 2 months later, a story ran about a man who worked in the mall defected to the Soviet Union with his wife, writing letters back to his friend, the bus driver who ran his stop, about how much better they enjoyed life over there. A dramatic kidnapping would end in the mall parking lot in 1992. After escaping from a prison in West Virginia, convicted killer Fred Hamilton took a man hostage and forced him to drive 3.5 hours up here before deciding to switch cars. As soon as Hamilton stepped out of the car, the man floored it and escaped. 1 day later, police would recapture the fugitive in Oklahoma. That same year, an elderly woman was abducted from the parking lot and stabbed to death by 33-year-old Michael Small. Since opening, due to its proximity to both Ohio and New York, out-of-state shoppers have made trips to Mill Creek to take advantage of Pennsylvania's no tax on clothing, food, and medicine purchases. But also in 1992, New York State was caught sending tax officials to the mall and recording New York license plates to then send letters letting them know they should be paying taxes in their own state. The mall stated they would keep an eye out for any more tax collectors coming down and throw them off the property. In 1995, 65-year-old Louise Davis was arrested in Massachusetts and linked to a string of thefts across at least 5 states, including a 1991 theft of a $14,000 ring from Kaufmann's. In 1998, the mall finally got approved to begin work on the long-stalled construction of the Mill Creek Pavilion. But at the same time, they had a lien put on them for $100,000 of unpaid sewer bills by their tenants. In April that year, a woman playing the Easter Bunny would hop into action when a mother began hitting her child with a belt before fighting with a rabbit who snatched it away. She would be sentenced 12 weeks anger management for the assault. A December court case would find Mill Creek not at fault for another mother who lost 2.5 toes in the J.C. Penney elevator. In the new Dick's Sporting Goods that opened in the pavilion, a child was wounded when a store employee accidentally fired a pistol he thought was a pellet gun after another employee who was licensed to carry it left the weapon in the break room. In 2001, 3 men would be arrested for attempting to sell fake gold bars to a merchant in the mall. To celebrate the 93rd anniversary of Boy Scouts of America, nearly 500 Cub Scouts, leaders, and their parents would camp out inside the mall in 2003 for a weekend. Erie native Mark Brown, creator of the children's TV show Arthur, would name one of the malls in the show after this very mall, though its design was the creator's own imagination. In 2008, a multi-million-dollar renovation began, adding a children's play area, new entrances, porcelain floors, and the food court. The food court would become the scene of some of the latest drama in the mall, such as a fight in 2022.
After a shot was fired near the Mill Creek Mall food court, both guests and employees either rushed out of the mall or went into active shooter lockdowns.
They seemed like they were playing around at first, and then we noticed that they were getting a little more intense. Yeah, rowdy, intense.
I seen the guy laying on the floor, and then after everything was done, they started taping everything. They blocked everything off, and there was blood on the floor. There's a hat. There was three people in the fight, and one was still laying on the floor after the fight.
Cagian was working at the Dunkin' in the food court when she heard the shot.
We were serving coffee, a fight broke out. A girl walked up to us and started screaming, asking us to get mall security. Then we heard a gunshot.
She credited her coworkers for staying calm and hidden in the back room immediately following the shot. And employees working in the inside salon said the same thing.
We took our clients into the back room, dropped to the ground. You know, it was just very scary.
A man with a sword would also frighten shoppers.
No, Ken. What do you want, bro? I don't care.
A Mill Creek police officer did arrive on the scene, and although he raised a taser, it was not used. Police tell us the 34-year-old local man saw the officer, responded to his commands, and dropped to the floor where he was handcuffed. Police then transported the suspect to Mill Creek Community Hospital for a mental health evaluation. They say he suffered a cut to his hand from handling that sword. Now, when he is released from the hospital, Mill Creek police plan to charge the suspect for swinging that sword and threatening others. Carrie George, a spokesperson for the Mill Creek Mall, said the man first walked into the GameStop store with that weapon. That's where the threatening behavior began before it moved into the mall food court area.
The last decade has seen a number of changes to the mall. While some big box retailers such as Sears and Bon-Ton left, their anchors would quickly be reopened by others such as Boscov's or Round One Entertainment, and Dick's Sporting Goods moving in as a connected anchor. While many malls are becoming a thing of the past, Mill Creek continues to draw shoppers in each year, and hopefully will continue to be the premier shopping destination of Erie County for many decades to come.
With Christmas just around the corner, shoppers heading to the Mill Creek Mall are surprised to see the crowds.
I didn't think it would be this busy. I figured everybody's still working, and I'm off the rest of this week with my wife, and I thought, we'll come up here, it'll be pretty quiet. And it's like, man, we're parked almost out to Peach Street.
Fernandez says despite a longer walk to his car, he's excited to see places in Erie busy this holiday season.
After what we went through the last couple of years, it's great to see the malls crowded, the restaurants crowded. You know, you go by all these parking lots, and it's packed, and it's great to see it. Hopefully we're going to stay back.
Some young shoppers say they decided to buy Christmas presents in person for friends and family they appreciate.
We're shopping for my mom and a couple of my friends, so we're just getting some last minute presents in.
Another shopper says she's buying gifts for her mom, sister, and friend. She says she always shops for the holidays last minute.
Because they always get me gifts, and they always show me that they care about me and everything, so I just want to show them that I respect them.
Oh, oh, oh.
Come in out of the cold and have some fun tonight at Mill Creek Mall. It's open every night, Monday through Saturday until 9 p.m. Play at Round 1, become a spy at 5 Wits, get creative at Candle Lab, or just have a relaxing dinner at one of our taste-tempting restaurants. Learn about all our great offerings at the website millcreekmall.net.